Hello, and welcome to Life of a Boss, the podcast, hosted by entrepreneur, public speaker, and mentor, Jason Hardin. This podcast is all about helping audiences create and reach their own definition of success through positive thinking, perseverance, and personal development. Having survived extreme obstacles from an early age, such as cancer, poverty, abuse, family dysfunction, and even homelessness, Jason has learned how to master the art of resilience and defy all odds to become the boss he is today. So, get ready for some serious game and remember to keep an open mind. Now, without further delay, here is your host, Jason Hardin.
Yo, and good morning, man. Jason Hardin here, and I am excited to be here as always. Today we're going to be answering some letters from our viewers, man. We're going to be answering some emails, some questions. Very good questions. I like to answer them independently when I get them, but sometimes I like to do an episode on them. Sometimes it's just great questions that I think everybody can benefit from the answer. So today I'll be answering Peter. How you doing, Peter, man? Thank you for reaching out. But Peter wanted to know, may I know the driving force that moved you to become an entrepreneur? So the question was, what was the driving force that caused me to become an entrepreneur? And Peter, that's a great question. And the answer was control. I would have to say, if I had to pick an answer, it's control. I wanted control over my finances. I wanted control over what I was worth. I wanted control over what I was getting paid. I wanted control over my time and my flexibility. I wanted control over my creativity. I wanted control over what I did for a living and what I did for a life. And I think that came with entrepreneurship. Also, I did not want to be dependent. Dependent on someone else giving me the opportunity to earn money. I know when, as an entrepreneur, we look for clients, we look for customers and all that, but that's still on our own time, using our own creativity, using our own talent. But yeah, I didn't want someone else to own my time. And I'm gonna give you some advice. My daddy told me a long time ago, keep a job and a hustle. So I've never, ever been a stranger to working. I've never been a stranger to working hard. I'm a very good worker. I'm a hard worker. And when I say worker, I can do physical labor, man. I'll shovel shit. You know what I'm saying? I did park maintenance. I picked up trash in front of bitches. You know what I'm saying? So there's no work that I feel that I'm above. You know what I'm saying? I take pride in whatever I do. If I'm shoveling shit, I'm gonna be the best shit shoveler around. When I was doing park maintenance, I learned how to master that weed eater, man. I can do so many things with a weed eater now. It's crazy. You wouldn't even think that I know how to use a weed eater the way I do. But like I said, man, I take pride in whatever I do, and sometimes that can be harmful because I'm gonna give you a lesson that my uncle taught me. I was working at security, and at this time I was probably making like 14 and some change an hour, which is the most I've ever made. This is years ago. This is like over 10-15 years ago, and it was the most I've ever made at a job regularly. And on top of that, I would hit like 30 hours of overtime some weeks. So all I did was work. All I did was work and get money and go home and go back to work. Go home and go back to work and shop on eBay. I didn't even have the time to go real shopping. So I would shop on eBay and just work. And I thought it was cool. Life was good. You know what I'm saying? I was taking care of myself. I was independent. You know what I'm saying? Had my own car, insurance, license. The first time I ever had all of those together too. And I remember my uncle telling me, he was like, be careful with having too many birthdays on that job. And I had to shake my head. He said, be careful having too many birthdays on that job. And he wasn't the only one. Also, my girl at the time, she was like, you need to get your shit together. And both of these comments kind of blew my mind because, like I said, the first time I'm making legit money. I'm living, kind of decent. I have all my tools. I have my car, my license, my insurance. I didn't have warrants. My tickets was paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like I'm at the top of my game. And my uncle said, be careful with having too many jobs, too many birthdays on that job. And my girl at the time said, you need to get your shit together. And it dawned on me what they were talking about. And my uncle really explained what he was talking about. He was like, man, you got too much potential. You know how to do so much shit. You know how to figure out so much shit. You know how to create so much shit. Don't let this be it. And basically it was like, don't settle for comfort. You know what I'm saying? Go for greatness. And that's why I became an entrepreneur. It's like, and it's crazy because I think I live closer to the edge as an entrepreneur, even though my earning potential is high and I do set my prices and I do have that flexibility. It's definitely closer to the edge because it's all on me. And it's not all on me, like going to the job, it's all on you too, but that's really, you're dependent on somebody else handling business to have employment for you. You're depending on the company taking care of business so they don't have to lay everybody off. You're dependent on somebody else's actions. And that's a scary thought, and that's why my dad said, have a job and a hustle, because even with a job, you're still going to need to be able to make money on your own. To not make money on my own or without employment is scary as hell to me. It's scary as hell to me to not be able to earn a living outside of somebody signing a check for me, outside of somebody giving me money for doing some tedious tasks they asked me to do. Man, it's scary. It's so scary, and I never want to be in that position. So I became an entrepreneur so I would never be in that position. So even if I took a part-time job, a full-time job, that ain't where all my money's coming from. And if I took a full-time job and a part-time job, bills ain't where all my money's going. Fun ain't where all my money's going. I'm investing back into me so I don't have to go to work at some point. People hate Monday so much, but they're never planning to not go to work on Monday. They're not planning their escape from the Mondays they hate. They're not using their weekends to building a business so they don't have to go to work on Monday. They're not, and that's what I wanted to stay away from. I didn't want to get caught in a cycle of barely making it and never having experienced shit. I don't mind barely making it and doing everything I want to do. I don't mind barely making it and playing in celebrity golf tournaments and running for office and changing my community and mentoring kids. I don't mind barely making it if I'm living. But I do mind barely making it if that's all the fuck I'm doing. I do mind barely making it if I'm just paying bills and waiting to pay bills tomorrow and waiting to pay rent tomorrow. I'm just, that's not life to me. That's not living to me. I'm not here for that. I'm going to die anyway. I'm going to die doing some great shit. And that's my point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to die being mundane, going to work every Monday, hating the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. At an early age, when I would visualize my life, that was not the life I visualized for myself. Even when I was dirt poor and poverty and in a drug-infested household with dysfunctional parents, that's not what I saw for me. And being an entrepreneur is the only way I can unlock everything I saw for me. And that's why I became an entrepreneur. I hope that helps, Peter. I love you, man. And I hope that you find your reasons to become great. All right? Success is a lifestyle. Peace.
Did anything stand out to you in today's show? If so, let us know. Your questions, comments, and concerns are important to Jason, as he is determined to always deliver to you only the most impactful information and content. Until next time, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and leave a review whenever possible. You may visit lifeofaboss.net for more episodes and great resources to help you become the absolute boss that you were meant to be. You can also follow Jason on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hardin. Thank you. And to never forget that success is a lifestyle.